Okay, how was it for you? I guess you're here for 4 games and you had to sit out for a little while. How was that? How'd you kind of mentally about that?
Mentally, it was tough to sit down. Expecting things that we wanted for the season, but being able to come back is all God's glory, and thankful for my coaching staff and my teammates allowing me to come back and welcome me with open arms. So it's great to be back.
I know you mentioned the first time that maybe you lost some energy maybe down the stretch in the second half. Did you kind of feel that this time, or you were pretty strong the whole time?
Yeah, I feel like I was pretty strong the whole time. I think coach did a great job of substitutions. We did like 4-minute increments or something like that, so it was great. And JD played great too. Yeah.
Steph, go ahead and hop in there, and then we'll go to Paul Jones.
So there was obviously a big emphasis today for you guys, the defensive side of the ball. I mean, what was kind of the message, going into this game, understanding that, it's the SEC opener, and I know Coach wanted defense to kind of be part of your identity.
Right, yeah. Coach is emphasizing defense in one possession. Although they didn't have their best player, we still had to, lock in. It's the SEC. Things happen. So, like I said, we had to lock in on one possession and pushing them in outside because they're not a really good three-point shoot team, as the stats say, but they were making a lot of shots, so we just had to contest, level the release, and then one shot. So that's what we did.
Tolu, obviously, there's been a couple games this year where you guys had a big lead in the second half, and teams came back on you. That wasn't the case tonight. What was kind of said at halftime? And I'm sure that probably came up to finish strong, but what was kind of said at halftime about that?
Yeah, halftime is like, the game's 40 minutes, not 20 minutes. We played a great first half. We had to play another one. Got to put 2 halves together, and that's what we did. So came out with a win. Just thankful.
What's up, Tolu?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. So you guys now have won 4 in a row. You beat a pretty good Arkansas team, start out 1-0, and obviously conference play. What have you kind of seen from this team in this stretch with, obviously, you in there, you not in there, but what have you seen? How have you seen you guys kind of improve?
I've seen leadership, a lot of veterans we got on the team, a lot of people that have a lot of experience, a lot of guys that know how to play the game of basketball. So it makes it easier on us, Iverson and me. Sometimes you don't have to go get 20 every game. We got players that are capable of scoring and capable of doing other things. So when you have that weight off your shoulders, it's good. It helps the team. And we have a great bench as well. So.
And between all the incredibly balanced ball handlers that you guys have, it feels like you have so many good ball handlers in there at all times, really.
Yeah.
How does that kind of impact you? How does it make things easier to play with guys like that?
It's great being able to just sit there and just wait. Not having many turnovers is a great thing to have. The less turnovers, most likely you're going to win the game. So I just want to say I like that tie. Nice tie.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, man.
Andy, go ahead.
Sorry, you were muted there. Tolu, I'm just curious, when did you start practicing again? And what were you kind of able to do this last month?
That's a great question. When did I start practicing? That's a Coach Allen question. I don't remember the exact day I was practicing, but I remember I started practicing. I think I had like 4 or 5 practices, so it was great. I was just being able to be out there with my teammates again. So, yeah.
How do you feel? I know you just talked about the great ball handlers you guys have. How do you feel, I guess, just the depth this team has overall, maybe in the front court where you can come out and you have JD come in, and does that take a little bit? Take a little bit off?
Yeah.
Have to be 100% all the time?
Yeah. Not just JD. We got Cameron Matthews, Anderson. Anderson made a great shot for us to put the lead even more. Derek Founder's great guy off the bench, too. So I feel like the good teams, the great teams, as you can see, like, they have a lot of depth. So having great depth on a good team is just the sky's the limit. So.
Shaq kind of asked Tolu the same question. Obviously, you guys have let big leads get away from you in the second half, but that wasn't the case today. What was kind of said at halftime about finishing this one out and finishing it out strong?
Just like you said, just finish out strong. Come out. Coach stressed that, the first few minutes of the second half was going to be important for us, to come out and play hard and compete, and I think that's what we did.
Theo, go ahead, Theo.
Shaq, you guys had 7 players with 7 or more points tonight, 4 in double figures. How does it help to have that kind of balanced scoring around you like you saw tonight?
It helps a lot. As you can see, we're real in depth off the bench, and I feel like that just shows how special we are as a team. To bring guys off the bench who can be in double digits any given night. Except for our starters. It's just special to have that type of talent coming off the bench. And our freshmen and our guys, and it's pretty good for us.
Steph, go ahead and hop in there. And then Andy.
Hey, Shaq, Tolu had just kind of mentioned leadership as one of the things, but what have you kind of seen from this team in this 4-game stretch that has kind of turned the corner for you guys?
Toughness, just strictly toughness. I think we're going to compete to the last whistle, to the buzzer, and I think that's a big part of our game. Is we're never going to back down. We're always going to be here. And as Tolu said, I just think our leadership is what's best for us right now. Going forward in our next game, I think leadership is going to be a big role for us.
Obviously, for you guys, you've been able to get a lot of steals this year, but you guys had a lot today, including drawing some charges there. I mean, how much of an emphasis, I guess, was that kind of going into this game, opening SEC play?
Just putting stops together. That's the main thing. Basketball is a game of run, and we feel like if we stop their runs, we win the ball game. Execution, getting stops is what helps us.
Hey, Shakeel, you talked about that toughness, kind of the competition. We saw you kind of dive out on the floor a lot there for those steals. I mean, is that a large part of that defense? You feel like the toughness kind of plays a large part of that?
Large part. It's a huge role for us because, not many players are going to, go diving on the floor. And I think if we continue to do that, nobody's going to out-toughen us. We'll always come out the toughest team, and I think we'll continue to do that moving forward.
I'm curious, just for you, how much work have you put in on your 3-ball the past month or two? I know you started the season really hot. You kind of hit maybe a snag the past 8 games before.
Yeah.
Before tonight.
As you said, I was kind of high in the beginning of the season. I've gotten a slump, and then I've been working so hard for coming into conference play. But as you said, the past few months, past few days, I've just been putting almost 400 to 500 shots up. It's just hard work and reps, and I think it translates well in the game.
Do you have to ice your wrist after that, 400, 500 shots?
I actually do. I have a wrist problem. Every time I land on it, it always gets swollen. So I do ice my wrist a lot, but maybe not just because of the shots.
Appreciate it, Shakeel.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you all.